Lesson Day. I'm Josielyn Hernandez, MAED Educational Management, and I will be presenting my study entitled Development and Validation of Electronic Learning Module in Mathematics 7. Education serves a definite purpose in the life of an individual. It is through education that a person is equipped with the necessary knowledge, skills, and character for lifelong learning. As such, the Philippine government passed the Republic Act 10533, also known as the Enhanced Basic Education Act of 2013, to improve the primary education system anchored in producing learners with the requisite competencies, skills, and values for lifelong learning. One of the core subjects in the K-12 curriculum is mathematics. Its curriculum gave birth to twin goals of developing students' critical thinking and problem-solving abilities. At the end of the entire mathematics curriculum, the learners are expected to demonstrate an understanding of key concepts and principles of mathematics as applied using appropriate technology in problem solving, critical thinking, communicating, reasoning, making connections, representations, and decisions in the real life. With that, mathematics, according to Ayinla of 2016, is the foundation of all knowledge, demonstrating its importance in all fields. Also, mathematics offers opportunities for people to learn life and practical skills. Learning to think mathematically is an essential part of being a generously educated person. However, despite of its importance, several students have long regarded mathematics as a challenging, obscure, and with little interest. To some, mathematics is a complex task to process since it requires a lot of time and energy. As a result, student performance in this area is lacking. The unsatisfactory performances in mathematics is supported by the poor results by the Filipino students who have taken national and international standardized assessments. World Economic Forum's Global Competitiveness Report disclosed that the Philippines ranked 56th out of 137 participating countries in 2017. Also, the result of 2018 Program for International Student Assessment by the Economic Cooperation and Development revealed that among the 79 collaborating countries, the Philippines ranked second lowest in both mathematics and science. Furthermore, the result of the National Achievement Test administered by the Department of Education showed that the average mean percentage is far and below the criterion target of 75% by the Philippine government. The low academic achievement in mathematics are attributed to the following: lack of instructional materials and support, lack of learning facilities, insufficient teaching strategies, and shortage of high-quality textbooks which threaten the learning process and passing rate of students. To address the challenges, the Department of Education mandated the creation and development of locally developed teaching and learning instructional materials to address the challenges of mathematics education in the Philippines. Similarly, the Department of Education stated that sufficiently relevant, appropriate, and contextualized supplementary materials should be produced to promote and complement textbooks usage. Furthermore, DepEd Order Number 35, Series of 2016, urged teachers to incorporate developmentally relevant ICT techniques into the teaching and learning process. In addition, the production of instructional materials that can be used by students and teachers are essential in the realization of DepEd Order Number 12, Series of 2020, which is the adoption of the Basic Learning Continuity Plan in light of COVID-19. Department of Education devised various modalities and numerous learning delivery options using technology, including modular distance learning, online distance learning, and TV and radio-based instruction. But why e-learning? According to Fitzpatrick of 2012, e-learning is anything provided, activated, or facilitated by electronic technology for the specific purpose of learning. It is an intervention of learning adapted technologically. Also, e-learning was viewed as an avenue for interactive types of media, for it provides instructional strategies and educational content to boost students' learning. Furthermore, e-learning eliminates the barriers that have previously restricted students from achieving equitable education. It stems from a desire to provide education regardless of their place and time. Several studies have revealed the role of module in academic achievement. According to Oy et al. 2012, Abuki and Kitawi of 2014, Magnuson of 2010, the employment of e-learning improved educational opportunities which amplify students' skills and engagement. Furthermore, studies conducted by Keshabarv 2013 and Conde 2015 revealed that students granted technologically mediated learning improved academic performance. In the e-learning module, students also take responsibility for learning through learning by doing, in which students are mandatory to think about what they are doing and to actively engage in worthwhile learning activities. That's according to Gardner and Bellant of 2012. Hence, a higher level of thinking is developed. Based on the literature presented, it is evident that a problem exists which inhibits the academic achievement of mathematics learners in the country. It was noted that the utilization of module is an effective tool in enhancing the performances of the students by supplementing and supporting the learning process. Furthermore, applying technology in the teaching and learning process enhances achievement of students. Hence, it is for this reason why the researcher intends to develop an electronic learning module in Mathematics 7. Furthermore, the development of electronic module in Mathematics 7 is a response to the call of the Department of Education in ensuring the continuity of learning despite the challenges of COVID-19. For the theoretical framework, the study is anchored on constructivism, which was developed by Jean Piaget. The constructivist theory allows the learners to construct their world perspectives, knowledge building blocks, technical expertise, and philosophy of living. The theory of Jean Piaget is related to the present study because the use of electronic learning module in mathematics, students will be able to process new ideas which they can depend on their understanding and develop mathematical skills. For the paradigm of the study, the paradigm of the study sets forth the flowchart of the research. The study will undergo two stages, development and validation. The development stage will consist of three phases: planning phase, analysis phase, and the design phase. For the validation, experts' validation of developed e-learning module through the evaluation rating sheet for DE and ODEL in the aspects of content, design or format, technical, and pedagogy. And the output is the electronic learning module in Mathematics 7. For the research problems, the study aims to develop an electronic learning module in Mathematics 7. Specifically, it aims to answer the following questions. How may the electronic learning module in Mathematics 7 be developed? And how may the developed electronic learning module in Mathematics 7 be validated in terms of content, design or format, technical, and pedagogy? For the methodology, the current study will utilize research and development. For sampling, purposive sampling was used in achieving the subject matter experts. For the evaluation of the topics to be included in the module, 10 teachers who are teaching Math 7 for at least 2 years served as the subject matter experts. On the other hand, 3 math teachers, 1 mathematics coordinator, and 1 mathematics master teacher evaluated the modules in the aspects of content, design or format, and pedagogy. And 2 ICT experts assessed the module in terms of technical aspect. To check the grammar and sentence format, 1 English teacher examined the developed module. For the instruments, evaluation instrument for content validity for DE or ODEL modules, and evaluation rating sheet for DE and ODEL modules. These 2 instruments were adopted from Pampanga State Agricultural University. For the statistical tools, the study utilized content validity ratio and percentage. For the procedure, two stages are involved, the development and validation. There are 3 phases in the development stage: the planning, the analysis, and the design phase. In the planning phase, this phase breaks down into 4 components. The first one will go through the reading and generating materials in grade 7 mathematics and surfing the sources from the internet. The second will include reviewing the topics in Mathematics 7 contained in the K-12 mathematics. The third is the preparation of the consent letter addressed to subject matter experts and validators. The last component is downloading the instruments to be used as prescribed by Pampanga State Agricultural University. For the analysis phase, this phase encompasses jotting down learning competencies in Mathematics 7 as prescribed in the K-12 curriculum guide. Once done, the noted learning competencies will undergo subject matter experts content validation to decide on the essentiality or non-essentiality of the specified objectives to include in the modules. Results will be analyzed using the lossless content validity ratio. For the design phase, this phase will need to determine the layout and format for the uniformity of the template to be used in the modules. The parts of the module will also be identified during this phase. From the gathered information, the content for each part of the module will be laid in the Microsoft Word. After completing each module, the Microsoft Word file will be converted into portable document format or PDF, from which an audio containing further discussion on the module will be embedded using Adobe Acrobat Document Cloud Pro. Thus, the electronic learning module will be developed. For the validation, as the final stage of this methodology, mathematics and ICT experts will validate the developed electronic learning module using the evaluation rating sheet for DE and ODEL modules in terms of content, design or format, technical, and pedagogy as specific and precise indicators. After the validation, the researcher will be incorporating any recommendations and suggestions of the experts until getting their approval of the developed module as the output. And the output is, of course, the electronic learning module in Mathematics 7. Now let us proceed to the results and discussions. The development stage will answer the research problem number 1, how may the electronic learning module in Mathematics 7 be developed? Table 1.1 presents the phases of development of module in Mathematics 7. As shown in Table 1.1, the researcher broken down the process into 3 phases where the module has undergone its development: planning phase, analysis phase, design phase. On the opposite of each phase are the sequential activities involved in completing the 3 phases. These phases implied that development of the e-learning module is logical and systematic. This is supported by the study of Magsino 2013, where module development is viewed as an art and science. It requires sustained and persistent practice to plan, to analyze, and to design modular materials, all of which are totally described in a framework that should be present for the design and development of modular materials. With regards to the curriculum guide of DepEd, Mathematics 7 has 64 competencies. Out of these 64 learning competencies, only 43 competencies attained a CVR value that are greater than or equal to the minimum value for 10 experts, which is 0.62. This means that 43 competencies are essential and will be included in the electronic learning module for Mathematics 7. On the other hand, 21 learning competencies did not receive a CVR value that is equal or greater than 0.62. This means that these 21 competencies are not essential and will not be included in the electronic learning module. Table 1.2 presents the evaluation of subject matter experts on the first quarter competencies in Mathematics 7. For the first quarter, only 11 competencies received a CVR value greater than or equal to 0.62. Hence, 11 out of 19 competencies were found to be essential. As shown in Table 1.2, the essential modules contain the fundamental lessons for the Mathematics 7 that are necessary concepts of sets to the set of real numbers. The mastery of the principles and its application are placed as the top priority in the implementation of K-12 curriculum. Table 1.3 presents the evaluation of subject matter experts on the second quarter competencies in Mathematics 7. We have competency number 20 to competency number 41. For the second quarter, only 19 competencies received a CVR value greater than or equal to 0.62. Hence, 19 out of 22 competencies were found out to be essential. Nonetheless, every student should be able to convert measurements within their most commonly used measurement system. The result is related to the studies of Sofian 2017 and Dirkman of 2014, that students' early ideas on measurement creates the basis for the significant aspects of mathematical thinking and learning. Also, word problem provides the data needed for the student to employ the method acquired from the previous lessons to solve the problem correctly. Table 1.4 presents the evaluation of subject matter experts on the third quarter competencies in Mathematics 7. For the third quarter, only 6 competencies received a CVR value greater than or equal to 0.62. Hence, 6 out of 11 competencies were found out to be essential. As mentioned by Tan 2014, that to attain a sensible and systematic knowledge of system, students must be able to understand the relation among point, line, and plane. Also, Dam of 2013 emphasized that the concepts in geometry are important because these are being used by mathematicians to simplify difficult issues by looking at the smaller components. Table 1.5 presents the evaluation of subject matter experts on the fourth quarter competencies in Mathematics 7. So we have competency number 53 to competency number 64. For the fourth quarter, only 7 competencies received a CVR value greater than or equal to 0.62. Hence, 7 out of 12 competencies were found out to be essential. The importance of statistics itself is essential based on the evaluation of subject matter experts. As you of 2019 explained that since statistics is the study that deals with the collection and interpretation of data, it is commonly used in keeping records, calculating probabilities, and providing substantial information. To add, Lyle of 2017 mentioned how important popular graphs like pie chart, bar graph, line graph, and other graphs in statistics in mathematics. According to her, these are the best way to organize, to visualize the presented numerical data. The validation stage will answer research number 2, how may the developed electronic learning module in Mathematics 7 be validated in terms of content, design or format, technical, and pedagogy. Table 2.1 presents the validation on the content of the developed e-learning module. As shown in the table, the validators evaluated the modules in the aspect of content, wherein they all consequently agreed in factors 1.1 to 1.4 on the first and second evaluation. Only factor 1.5 initially gained 4 yes out of 5, resulting to 80% of the evaluators who answered on the first evaluation. Based on the response of one validator on the first evaluation of factor 1.5, he encountered minimal typographical errors which have been corrected subsequently by the researcher, resulting to 100% yes on the second evaluation. The validator also suggested that the code for the competencies may be indicated in the modules. This finding implied that the developed electronic learning module met the parameters set by factors 1.1 to 1.5. Parallel with the results, the content for each module is chunked into manageable parts to reduce misconception, thereby creating an easy access to achieve the specific lesson objectives based on a well-structured syllabus. That's according to Thompson of 2010. Table 2.2 presents the validation on the design or format of the developed e-learning module. As shown in Table 2.2, the validators evaluated the modules in the aspect of design and format, wherein all consistently agreed in factors 2.1 to 2.2, 2.4 to 2.3. Only factor 2.3 initially gained 4 yes out of 5, resulting to 80% of the evaluators who answered yes on the first evaluation. Based on the response of one validator on the first evaluation of factor 2.3, he suggested to make the teacher icon personalized and that Click Me text be placed under the icon as a guide to the students. These responses have been applied by the researcher to the e-learning module, resulting to 100% yes in the second evaluation. This finding implied that the developed e-learning modules met the parameters set by factors 2.1 to 2.5. This is parallel to the study of Magsino that objectives in each module should be clearly stated as it gives proper direction to the students. Furthermore, the proper sequencing of lessons and activities must be shown in the precedent lessons relatively to its succeeding one. Equally important to outline of CEFAL 2013 that there should be an establishment of the systems of teaching to build up the knowledge of learners. Table 2.3 presents the validation on the pedagogy of the developed electronic learning module. For the pedagogical aspect of the developed e-learning module, 5 validators assess the e-learning modules. As shown in Table 2.3, the 5 validators consistently agreed in factors 3.1 to 3.7. 100% of the evaluators answered yes on the first evaluation. Hence, there is no need for second evaluation. This finding implied that the developed electronic learning modules met the parameters set by factors 3.1 to 3.7. The developed e-learning modules competencies serve as the guide of the activities thereof and are shown to give students the overview of what they will after accomplishing the lesson. Since most of the students have long regarded mathematics as challenging, obscure, and with little interest, according to Ganal and Gab of 2014, assessment tools in the developed e-learning module are well presented and extraordinary ideas like learning with the embedded audio that can deepen the interest of the students. Table 2.4 presented the validation on the technical or technological aspect of the developed e-learning module. For the technical or technological aspect, 2 validators assess the e-learning modules. As shown in Table 2.4, the 2 ICT experts consistently agreed in factors 4.1 to 4.5. 100% of the evaluators answered yes on the first evaluation. Hence, there is no need for the second evaluation. This finding implied that the developed e-learning modules met the parameters set by factors 4.1 to 4.5. The developed electronic learning module only requires operating system, browsers, and application softwares that are typically available and accessible to the students. This is also parallel to the study of Shelkshire of 2018 that students carry the necessity to learn information from the expanding technology and understand how to use it to adapt to the changes in the teaching and learning approach since the modules have a user-friendly interface. For the conclusion of the study, the researcher developed an electronic learning module in Mathematics 7 with systematic development and validation. Electronic learning module was developed using the essential competencies validated by the 10 mathematics teachers through Loschel's CVR. The developed e-learning module has undergone validation by the 5 mathematics experts and 2 ICT experts in terms of content, design, format, technical or technological quality, and pedagogy through the employment of evaluation rating sheet for DE and ODEL modules. The evaluation rating sheet consisting of 22 factors distributed among content, design or format, technical, and pedagogical aspects were evaluated by the validators, attaining 20 out of 22 agreed remarks on the first evaluation, where the 2 disagreed responses with suggestions were successfully worked out by the researcher to improve the modules, resulting to 22 out of 22 agreed remarks on the second evaluation. For the recommendations, future researchers may develop similar electronic learning module in different subjects with the adoption of the idea of embedding audio in the modules as supplementary learning and teaching feature in a way that students feel additional assistance from the instructor, and that the instructor may give further knowledge and remarks for the students regarding the lesson. Second, future researchers may conduct a study on the effectiveness of the developed electronic learning module in Mathematics 7 by implementing it. So that ends my study. Thank you and have a good day.